Why does money feel stressful for so many people now? You can work full-time. You can do everything right, and still feel like you are barely staying afloat. That feeling is not rare anymore. For millions of Americans, financial stress has become part of normal life. And it is not just about bad budgeting. It comes from the way modern life is built. Financial stress shows up everywhere. People move to cheaper places. They use debt for basic expenses. They worry at night about bills, rent, and the future. And this is not only happening to low-income households. Even people with solid salaries often feel pressure. So this is bigger than one paycheck. It is a system problem. In this video, we'll look at 5 simple reasons why financial stress is so common. Costs rise faster than real buying power. Old safety nets are weaker. Income is less predictable. Stress changes how the brain works. And digital life makes spending pressure stronger. By the end, you'll see why this pressure feels so widespread, and why it can feel hard to escape. Financial stress is not usually caused by one big mistake. It often comes from several pressures hitting at the same time. Some are economic, some are social, some are psychological. And together, they create a cycle that keeps people feeling behind. The first reason is simple. Basic life costs have risen faster than people's real buying power. Yes, paychecks are bigger in dollar terms than they used to be. But after inflation, the gain is much smaller than it looks. That means many people earn more on paper, but do not feel richer in real life. Why? Because essential costs have surged. Housing costs more. Healthcare costs more. College costs more. Childcare costs more. These are not optional purchases. They are core life expenses. So even if income rises slowly, major bills can rise much faster. That creates constant pressure. The result is simple. People are not just spending more. They are spending more on things they cannot avoid. The second reason is that more risk has moved from institutions to individuals. In the past, many workers had stronger built-in support. A company pension was one example. That meant the employer carried more of the retirement burden. Today, that is much less common. Now the individual often carries the responsibility. You have to save more. You have to invest wisely. You have to plan for decades ahead. You have to guess if it will be enough. That creates a different kind of stress. Not just, can I pay this month? But also, am I doing enough for the future? This turns money into a constant mental task. Even when there is no immediate emergency, the worry stays in the background. The third reason is income instability. More people now work in freelance, contract, part-time, or app-based jobs. These jobs can offer flexibility, but they often remove predictability. Income can change week to week. Hours can drop suddenly. Demand can slow down. A bad rating, a weak month, or fewer shifts can quickly reduce earnings. And many of these jobs come without strong benefits. No paid sick leave. No employer retirement plan. Sometimes no reliable health coverage. That makes planning much harder. When income is unstable, even a normal bill can feel risky. Budgeting becomes harder. Saving becomes harder. And every surprise feels bigger. The fourth reason is psychological. Financial stress does not just hurt your bank account. It also changes how you think. When money feels tight, the brain focuses on the immediate problem. The next bill, the rent, the repair, the overdue payment. That short-term focus can be useful in a crisis, but it comes with a cost. Long-term thinking gets weaker. Planning gets harder. Complex decisions feel heavier. That means financial stress can create more financial stress. When your mind is overloaded, it becomes harder to compare options carefully. Avoid impulse spending. Build savings slowly, and make calm, long-term choices. So the problem is not only external pressure, it is also the mental drain created by that pressure. The fifth reason is modern digital life. Today, people compare themselves constantly. On social media, you mostly see the polished version of other people's lives. Better vacations, better apartments, better clothes, better milestones. Over time, this can shift your idea of what is normal. Things that used to feel optional can start to feel necessary. That leads to lifestyle pressure. And at the same time, spending has become frictionless. With one tap, you can buy now and worry later. New payment tools make purchases feel smaller in the moment. A large cost becomes just a few payments. That can make overspending easier, especially when someone is already stressed, tired, or emotionally drained. So, digital life creates two pressures at once: more reasons to spend, and fewer barriers to spending. Here's the bigger picture. When essentials get more expensive, people have less room to breathe. When safety nets weaken, more responsibility lands on the individual. When income becomes unstable, planning gets harder. And when stress builds, decision-making gets worse. That makes people more vulnerable to social pressure, easy credit, and short-term choices. In other words, financial stress becomes self-reinforcing. The system creates pressure, and that pressure makes the next decision harder. That is why prices can feel permanently higher. Not just because things cost more, but because people have less margin, less stability, and less mental space to absorb those costs. So if financial stress feels common now, that is because it is. This is not just a personal money problem. It is a cost problem, a risk problem, a work problem, a psychology problem, and a modern life problem. That does not mean personal choices do not matter. But it does mean the pressure is larger than any one person. And once you see that, the pattern starts to make more sense. This is Simplexplain, complex ideas, simply explained.